everyone, this is Bill Stevens, and I'm kind of putting myself out there because I'm going to do an experiment in which I am going to self-teach myself something that I have no knowledge about. Thus comes the recorder experiment. Now, unlike a lot of thousands and thousands of students out there that have taken recorder in elementary school, I never took it. Never took it. I went from California to Texas, a little back and forth around the country, and so I never got the opportunity. So this time, you're gonna see my mistakes.
You bet I will.
You're gonna see my triumphs. And try to figure it out. Feel free to comment, but what I did was I went to Amazon, and I said, okay, let's go ahead and try something new. So I went on Amazon, didn't get the cheapest recorder. I'm assuming recorders are all in concert pitch. So I got a soprano recorder. Don't know if that's even the right thing to get.
Huh, yeah, let me think.
Looks like this. Now what I did say is like, okay, I got a Yamaha. Okay, Yamaha soprano recorder. That's all I know. I know Yamaha makes some good instruments. I'm looking at it and said, okay, maybe this could have similar fingerings to maybe a clarinet. Maybe it could be similar fingerings to a flute or something like that. It appears to be a wind instrument because obviously I've seen people blowing them. Seems pretty straightforward. I don't have to make any crazy embouchures. But other than that, I don't know a whole lot. All right, so first thing, just to kind of show you, it came in a fancy Nancy bag.
Wow!
Lots of things. Let's see, it's made in Japan, but the bag is made in India. Okay, all right. What else came in the bag other than this? Well, I got a rod.
By the power of Grayskull!
If you look at it, it looks similar to a flute rod. I wonder if it works the same. Not sure if it does. And then the other thing I got was some Yamaha recorder cream. Now usually you like to put creams on areas that parts of instruments move, right? I'm looking at this instrument and I don't see anything that's supposed to move.
You ready?
Yep.
What I see is a hole when you blow, where you blow. See a hole here, and I see finger holes, that's what I'm assuming. And these two bottom finger holes have a larger one and a smaller one. So I'm wondering if that's something like oboe. I don't know, let's find out, let's experiment. Okay, so before we kind of go anywhere, it also came with this lovely Japanese Yamaha, I would say it's a fingering chart. And if I didn't know how to read music, I wouldn't be able to make sense of this. Okay, but you have your notes on the bottom, if you can see that. And you got your fingerings on top. So, you know what? I'm gonna just kind of look this up real quick. It gives me a left hand, and it gives me a right hand. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It gives me, I'm assuming the side is the back hole, and it gives me right hand. So the bottom two fingers in the right hand are double holes. I'm assuming black means cover. All right. And the bottom note, according to this, is a C. Oh boy, let's try this out. All right, that sounds like a decent sound, I think. Okay, I'm looking at it. If I lift up the pinky, I get a D. And I definitely feel that I need to be careful with, how much air speed I have. Okay, and then I lift up another finger, and I get an E. Okay, this is making sense. F with lift up. Lift up one more finger, but then I have to put down the bottom two fingers. Why does it feel like it went down? that make sense? Am I doing that right? And I have G, which has no right hand. A. B. Middle finger and back for C. I think that's all I need to really worry about in the first day. So let's figure out how can I relate this to band. All right, so it feels a little bit like a clarinet, but it fingers more like a saxophone with the alternate C on the bottom, and you have that C thumb second finger. The only thing that I get that's just a little odd is that F, like a saxophone, except it wanted me to put down the two fingers. Let me just experiment and see if that I can make that F just with the first finger in the right hand. So we established that it uses air. I see why people use this before they teach band. Okay, it has a feel like a clarinet, but it fingers more like a saxophone. Okay, and it's pretty free flowing, like maybe a flute, maybe a little easier. Well, definitely easier than flute. All right, so now I also got easy recorder songs for beginners, because you know what? I am definitely a beginner. Okay, so we're gonna try this. Oh, it even has different colors. Great for elementary school kids. And there's 58 songs by Thomas Johnson. Maybe this is gonna work out after all. All right, so I'm gonna just kind of show you what this will look like. Okay, looks like your typical beginning music. Maybe you might see something like this in like a beginning piano. So let's just see if on day one, I can play my first piece. So I'm gonna kind of treat this just like I would in band. So I'm gonna sit up, shoulders relaxed. I'm gonna have my right thumb underneath, kind of like I would a clarinet or a saxophone. And carefully put my fingers, because otherwise I'm not gonna get a right sound. All right, so I know that this is C, everything down, D, E, F, G, A, B, and in the middle one, C. First time I ever played, like true, honest to God sight reading. First instrument ever to do this. Here we go. Starting on E, here we go. This is supposed to be Mary Had a Lamb. We'll see if this actually works. Okay, well, definitely not a concert performance, but you could recognize the piece, and I have some questions for those of you out there in music world that know a little bit more than this. So, first impressions, again, no formal training on this whatsoever. Okay, so my questions is, one, it feels like there's a lot of, I don't know if back pressure is the term, but it feels like I have to hold a lot of air in for it to create the wrong sound. Otherwise, I feel like I'm gonna overblow. How do I fix that? Two, is the angle like 45 degree, kind of like a clarinet? And is it like a brass instrument where you tighten up a little bit in the embouchure here and you get a higher set of partials? Or is it more like clarinet and saxophone where you blow and you basically make sure your sounds are covered and you get a good sound? Assuming you have everything else in place. I am really struggling with that F area, and I don't know why. I feel like it keeps on jumping in the partial. So that is day one. Yamaha flute. Hopefully we survive to make it to day two. Thank you for joining me, and help me join. Feel free to comment in the. Feel free to comment below, because if you can help me, I will do my best to help you. If you can help me, I'd greatly appreciate it. With that said, thank you. With that said, I want to thank you for joining me today. This is how learning happens. Again, I want to thank you again for joining me today. This is how learning happens. Experiment, discover, learn, fail, improve, get better. I mean, that's where everything comes from. So thank you. I'll see you next time. Thank you, and be sure to join me on the next. Thank you, and be sure to. Thank you, and be sure to join me next time. Take care, everyone.